Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. Sorry to throw another video at you all of a sudden in the same day I reviewed Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland. Of course, I've been making my way through the series to review for the channel, and I wanted to let you know there is no Sleepaway Camp 4. It doesn't exist. Now, the disc that came with this set, which there are two types of set, like I mentioned in my previous review for Part 3, there's this one that comes with the production footage of Part 4. And then there's, like, one that's just the original 3 films. Now, I'm glad I bought the set, because I have 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are very hard to come by. But I will say this. I bought this set, number one, because I saw it super cheap. It is not super cheap. I saw it super cheap, and I grabbed it immediately off eBay for like 15, 20 bucks, 25, something like that, a while back. Maybe 2 months ago. I was saving it for the summertime. And I got the disc that came with it that was bonus footage. It was the production footage from the unfinished Sleepaway Camp 4, The Survivor. Of course, the disc says. Now, I can't read. I can't read. I don't know why. I didn't focus, didn't pay attention. I don't know what I was thinking. I read a lot at work, I read a lot outside of work, and I thought, you know what? I should have read the disc. It says abandoned production footage, from the unfinished Sleepaway Camp 4. Now, the thing that threw me off before I start these reviews, before I started recording anything for you guys for these movies, I happened to be looking at IMDb, and it said that Sleepaway Camp 4, the Survivor or whatever, was an unfinished movie, but it was an hour and 10 minutes, and I thought, wow, they shot most of this film. But then I had heard something along the lines over the years about the film having like a Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 syndrome of being like maybe 40 minutes of a movie and having like 40 minutes of flashbacks to make it an hour and 20 minutes long. And I looked and looked and looked, and then I did some research. Apparently there was some kind of fan product or something, I don't know if it's a fan product or an unofficial project or whatever, that took like the first 3 films and condensed them and then took shots from this and made a new movie out of it. And then they sold that? Or something weird like that, man. Anyway, I wanted to make the title very clear. Sleepaway Camp 4 does not exist. That does not mean that we do not have what I thought would be the 5th movie. It's technically the 4th film that's actually completed from the original director-writer himself. Return to Sleepaway Camp, with a lot of the cast like Jonathan Tiersten coming back. So I guess after this video, I'm just going to go straight to this, and this is all I'll include in the ranking. There will not be a Part 4, even though this is technically Part 4, included in my ranking. There will be the first 3, and then Return in that ranking video. So I wanted to clear that up really quick. But with that being said, let me discuss what I saw in the production footage here. And that's just it, production footage. Each of these are outtakes. You might see the same shot done 5, 6, 7 times, sometimes 8 times. Sometimes the shots are only like 2 minutes or 3 minutes in total, filming. It kind of brought some things to light about filmmaking. I've never made a movie, but seeing some of the things done behind the scenes when I've recorded videos in the past that I've edited and seeing myself fuck up over and over again and having to keep editing it out and cutting it out and whatever, I didn't realize how much that was like filmmaking. I just never did, because I'm used to seeing behind-the-scenes footage of green screens and blue screens, because that's all that people make movies with nowadays. And it was a little weird seeing people in the woods, very quietly, awkwardly grabbing each other and aiming knives and guns at each other over and over again. Very strange. But there was a beautiful woman involved here. There's a dude with the Henry Cavill chin that was playing like a sheriff or a deputy or something. And there was going to be some kind of showdown between these two in the movie, I guess. 1 second, I would see production footage of them making out, which was super awkward. Like 2 or 3 times you had to watch this guy, make out with this chick and then grab her. Very oddly pornographic in a weird way. It was kind of odd. But then on the other hand, you'd have things like her running through the woods screaming, her sitting on a dock, and you'd have 7 or 8 shots done over and over again because it's production footage. And I thought that was weird when I put the disc in, saw that it was only a half an hour long, and then when I realized it was, basically in totality, maybe 7 or 8 minutes of real new footage. If you eliminated all of the redone shots over and over again, just had one of them, you'd have like maybe 8 minutes of new footage for a Sleepaway Camp 4, but apparently that company that was putting this out, I don't know who it was, but apparently they went bankrupt, so they stopped making them. And I assume this was supposed to be pretty close after 2 and 3 had come out, because of the success of those 2 movies, which they're good, I don't blame them. I would have exploited that too. But as far as I know, Pamela Springsteen was not coming back for this. I don't think she was, from what I read as trivia online, different factoids. That's all I could find out. It didn't seem like she was coming back. So, I don't know. Maybe they were going to recast her, maybe they were going to move on to some other serial killer camper. I don't know what they were thinking, but they were going to do something different. But the film, from what I saw in this production footage, we were seeing the shots that were supposed to be used in the film. Not like some guy over here on the side with a low-budget camera. No, it wasn't like that. We were seeing the shots that would be in the actual film. I assume this was coming out somewhere between 90 and 92, I guess. I assume that would probably be what they were going to do because of the success of those first two films that this company made, 2 and 3. I don't know. It just seemed to me like it was going to look way cheaper than parts 1, 2, and 3. 2 and 3 weren't the most extremely well-budgeted films. They looked cheaper than part 1, but they looked good. They looked fine for like a straight-to-video type of movie, and they were fun to watch, especially 3. But if it's the same company that made those, which I assume it was, because why would you give up the rights to Sleepaway Camp? I don't understand that. But if it was the same people who made part 2 and 3, this looked way cheaper. Way cheaper. It looked like a way to not be an exploitation movie, but to exploit the fans, which was a shame. But overall, my biggest thought about this, it's nice to have this as a collector of physical media. It's nice to have that as a fan of Sleepaway Camp, the first 3 films. Again, I haven't seen Return, so I don't know if it's any good or not. But it was disappointing, is what I would say. The disc itself was 30 minutes of disappointment and awkwardness. Watching this poor girl get groped up in the woods and watch people scream, and watching the deputy guy do these weird glares out into the woods, and another guy that was like a hunter that showed up. It was very strange. It was very strange and very awkward, but production footage of any movie would probably be that way. That's what I came to realization with this little gift of a disc here. So, with that being said, there is no such thing as Sleepaway Camp Survivor, or The Survivor, or Sleepaway Camp 4 The Survivor. Whatever the fuck you want to call the movie's title, whatever it was supposed to be, it doesn't exist. Aside from some really lame hour and 10-minute movie that had like the 7 minutes of footage you could get out of this entire half-an-hour production footage made out of it, which was totally nonsensical, but for an unfinished film, what did you expect? I still have that curiosity in the back of my brain of what could this movie have been? The Survivor. Were we going to follow somebody who had survived? I don't know if this actress in here had been somebody from a previous film. I wasn't paying enough attention. I didn't care about that shit. I didn't even look into it, if I'm being honest with you. But, I don't know. She was hot. That's about it. There's nothing really much more to say. I'm very disappointed that this wasn't like a full-fledged film, but I'm so glad that it was not the thing that other people had told me about taking all 3 of those original films, combining them in with, you know, the 7 minutes we had of footage in here, and then I'd have to watch that and be irritated and angry the entire time. With all that being said, though, it's a disappointment, but I'm glad I own it, because of physical media dying out, and how much I love physical media. I love collecting, as you can tell. But with that being said, I wanted to share my thoughts, kind of let you know I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, I didn't read the fucking disc that said production footage, so I've been telling you there's 5 of these movies. I was wrong. There is 4 in total. This is the next film that I will cover, and again, this little 4 right here will not be included in the ranking system. I'm not going to go watch a throwback film that doesn't really count, that wasn't production released or whatever from an official company. Not going to do it. So this is a disappointment. Hopefully this will not be. So the ranking video will be 4 movies, not 5. Just wanted to make that very, very clear to all of you. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. Did you watch the production footage? Have you seen it online? Have you seen it on YouTube? This has to be on YouTube. There's no way it's not. Have you seen it? What do you think about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Do you think from what you saw here, if you did see it, could it be a good movie? I don't think so. I don't think so. With how cheap it looked and how bad the acting was, that's something else I forgot to mention. Being production footage, maybe it's not as bad as the film would have been in finale. But I don't know. It looked pretty bad, so I'm kind of glad it got killed. With that being said, what do you guys think? I would love to hear what you all have to say down in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching once again. God bless you all. I'll see you soon, maybe tomorrow, for the Return to Sleepaway Camp review. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see this entirely tomorrow. It's still pretty short, like an hour and 26 minutes or so, just like the previous couple of films have been like an hour and 20 minutes. So this should fly by. I might have a review, I might not. I don't know what's going to come up. We'll see. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all again, and goodbye.